Jumbo Mumbo Familia Angu. This is Eli-Ben-Eli, and I've gotten a late start today, but it doesn't matter. I shall proceed. I have just finished mixing up uh, a batch of half-gallon white grape, purple grape, half-gallon purple grape, a half-gallon cranberry and grape, and another half-gallon of apple wine. And today is the 20th. It will be ready on the 20th of March. I'm gonna. It takes wine a pretty good about 30 days to become what it needs to be. You know, I just wanted to talk today about something uh, that's near and dear to my heart. America is a dangerous place. Uh, I talked to you about the Kansas 49ers who they had a parade on Valentine's Day. And I have a buddy who's like a little brother to me who moved up there, you know, carnage. Were shot and one person was killed. When I heard this news, I was terrified. I figured, my God, my little brother is one of the people who got hurt, but by the grace of God, he wasn't. Told him yeah, that this yes, I got you got my now stop it. Anyway, uh, I've been I called and I asked him, "Are you okay? Or everything all right?" He told me, but he told me he would call me back. That he was going to church and hasn't called back since. I have lived through a lot of violence in my life. Um, when when I was a little child, okay, my nation was in a revolution, and I was in the capital during the revolution, and the American invaded the capital. It was a very, very frightening period, but you know what? I survived it. To tell you the truth, I'm gonna tell you something funny, which may say something sad about me. I I was not afraid at nights when the bullets were. Let's get out of bed and lay on the floor. I had some of the best sleep of my life back in those days, but I was a child, and children might not understand how much danger they're in. I knew that I was in danger. I saw bodies on the street. I saw people bleeding. I saw the dead. But my attitude about it then was, if this is what war is like, I can survive war. And I have lived in places, and I have I've seen people lose their lives. I've seen people shot. I've seen people stabbed. You know, I was never a soldier, but I've seen a lot of killing and a lot of gunfights and everything. One time I was working in a facility in a really bad neighborhood, and everybody thought that I was crazy to work there. It was a gang infested, drug infested neighborhood. And one night a gun battle broke out, and it was like if I was in the field of battle, all the bullets flying and hitting the building that I was in. And, you know, I, the thing about me is that when those kind of things happen, I'm not afraid. Been through a lot of it. I have had a lot of clients that were killers and everything. So death itself does not frighten me. What frightens me is how you died. But apparently, my friend is very shook up, very distressed about this whole thing, and he's kind of like cutting himself off, and I feel very sorry for him. I don't know what to do. Anyway, I wanted to take an opportunity to talk about what's going on in the capital of the Nyabohanse Empire, ruled over by His Majesty Marwa the Great. You know, I wrote a song. Please look at my community post. I wrote a song about Mara. He has a love. When Mara has absolutely nothing to say, but he still wants to give other people order. He'll say, "Mos mos." No, he usually says, "Pole pole." Mos mos is Luo. It means exactly the same thing. It means slow, slow. My attitude about Niabo Hansen is that there's too much pole pole. Those people, I'm saying this about Fellow, and I'm not coming for Fellow. I'm not trying to attack him or anything, but my attitude is, Fellow the boy, please look at the example of, don't look at the example of Mara, who has built a career on begging. Look at the example of somebody like A.M. Carroll. A.M. Carroll is a real estate investor. She develops properties, and she does all kinds of things in addition to she's a farmer. She does all kinds of things in addition to YouTube, and I just encourage people like Fellow the Boy to, every now and then stretch your arms out, stretch your legs out. It seems to me that you're a healthy, able-bodied man. You like to talk about how once you were a mason. Why don't you go back to being a mason, or even if you're a project manager, go ahead and lay some bricks too. Quit being lazy. Quit being a parasite. Quit, you know, learn the meaning of earning your own way in life. Save some of the money that you make and put it away and use that to build your house. Use that to build a life. Do you, the people like Fellow the Boy, Diana, Kemi, I happen to like these people, but I want to ask them something. Do you want your little children to grow up thinking that the only thing that they can do in life is beg? Or do you want them to grow up to be lawyers, doctors, MBAs, nurses, teachers, people who work, people who do something for a living? You know, I made a comment to that effect, and somebody told me that Fellow the Boy has started a chicken operation or whatever. Bah, rubbish. Just a hobby. Fellow is all of these Nyabohanse YouTubers suffer from the same problem. Folks, let me stop right here and say, please, if you haven't liked and subscribed, like this video, subscribe to my humble channel. Aid your Babu Eli. Mimi ni Babu Eli, by the way. I didn't say it, but Jumbo Mumbo, Karibu, Karibu, Karibu. You know, help your Babu Eli. I'm not a cute and adorable person. I'm not a person who's cuddly and who's liked. You know what my attitude is? Yeah, but I do need you to help me grow my channel. You know, I look at the way that some of these YouTubers live in. My attitude is I don't even compare myself to them. I used to work at nights and go to school during the day. I used to hustle to everything that I had. I have worked for everything that I have now. I have worked for. I just and that doesn't mean that you know there haven't been times when I've accepted people's help. There have been, but it's like all of these people pretend to be Christians. The Bible says that a man should live by the sweat of his brow. And when it says man, it's talking about humanity. So women might think, oh, well, I'm a woman. I don't have to. Now, women should work too. This business of just sitting back and with your hands out asking for donations, it's embarrassing. It might make people think that Kenya is a land well, no, let's not expand it. Let's keep it in Nyabohanset. Nyabohanset is a village of scammers, con artists who lure old people to their village. People who, if they had a shred of decency, they would say, don't come here. This is too rugged for someone your age. They go to that village and they end up dying. It's like it's very very sad. I They go to that village and they end up dying, and there are things that happen when wealthy foreigners get to Kenya that are really heartbreaking. There have been documentaries and films about how males and females in the beach communities of Kenya will prostitute themselves to older people because the older people have money. And do you for 1 minute imagine that if some old woman has all the money to give, or at least seems to have all the money to give, tells a Mayugano of the world, hey, are you were you, you were you were a mason. Do you know how to do some hammering? Will you do some hammering? Let me give you some. Do you for 1 minute think that he wouldn't do it? Burundian traveler, all of those people, dignity. Some of those people have no dignity. They would probably hammer old grandma, or in Maura's case. Oh, do you all remember Mr. Luis? Mr. Luis, who loved them so much and bought them so much clothing. I suspect that Maura allowed that old man to, at the very least, touch where he shouldn't touch. Ah, I'm very sad for my friend. I'm worried about him. I'm hoping that I don't know what's going on with him, but life is difficult in America right now. Here in Texas, you have to understand something. The Supreme Court of the land is the Supreme Court of America is the supreme voice of law in the land, and it ruled that the Texas governor should not interfere with the border, even though we in Texas live at the border, and he has disobeyed that. And I live with a lot of fear that it's gonna come to shooting in between the federal government and Texas. Very scary, but that's America for you right now. Everything is crazy. People, you can't go to worship. You can't go to the store. You can't go to a public gathering because someone might show up with a AK-47 or a AR-15 with a high capacity clip and just try to kill as many people or shoot and kill as many people as possible. And right outside of where I live, they have a huge party on St. Patrick's Day. Hundreds of thousands of people. This is right in my home, in my area, right outside of the gate of where I live. That's coming up next. That's coming up next month, and I'm just very, very scared that someone will turn up with a gun, with a machine gun or AR-15, AK-47, and just start killing people. I'll be inside my home, but I don't. Usually St. Patrick's Day is celebrated on Saturday, and that's the Sabbath. I'm just very, very worried. There have already been killings of that kind in this area, right around close to where I live, and you know, people see all the money that there is in America. Everybody wants some of that money, but nobody knows how dangerous America can be. To those who are listening who also live in America, please comment below. Am I right or am I wrong? You know, I worry. I worry. I have grandchildren, and I worry that someone might go into their school and hurt them. You know, every time I go to the store, I say, "Is this gonna be the day that someone will show up and start killing people, and I'll be caught in the middle?" And if it happens, my attitude is, "May Allah's will be done." I'm not afraid of dying, but I don't want to die pointlessly. I don't want to die because some stupid madman has decided to kill me or kill people around me. Anyway, there's there are reasons why people want to move to Africa, but they don't understand that in moving to Africa, they're trading one madness for another. My dear folks, if you have bothered to watch this long, may Allah bless you and keep Babu Eli in prayer. These are difficult times. Asante Asana for watching this long. Anyway, uh, who knows when Allah will say your time is at hand in this country right now. May God bless each and every one of you quietly.